Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is someone who needs to knock this episode out quick because he needs some stabilizer fluid. It's Brandon Peters.
Hello. Thank you for having me, making a debut here.
Your
Right? Yes.
your nose is just pouring blood. Do you need to get back into Demi Moore?
Oh,
Like, are
yeah.
you?
I've only got a short amount of time. Actually, my finger is
Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, Brandon and I swapped. He's the younger version of me.
I think you're actually younger than me, so maybe.
You just look that good, man.
There we go.
There it is. But yeah, so I've on the Out Now with Aaron and A podcast, we've recorded many commentaries,
Hmm.
and then on the Brandon Peters show, which you can find on anywhere you listen to podcasts, YouTube, we just did an epic episode about first time directors. And so it's like this guy watches a lot of movies, and he
Sometimes.
watches a lot of movies like me. So I thought it might be fun to bring you in to talk about our favorite 2024 films and do a draft. So we're gonna pick five, which makes it really hard. We're kind of freewheeling here, and hopefully this can just be like a fun discussion about 2024 movies.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. I'm still going through them, so I'm not like so if someone hears this and my like own personal top 10 of the year episode hasn't dropped yet, I'm still going. It could change. So this
Yeah.
is where I'm at this is time stamped where I'm at here. But this isn't really what like the five. This is like this is what I would take if I'm stuck on the island type the that type of thing,
Ah,
right?
I got an angle too. So you're doing Desert Island. I'm doing the ones that I feel like were made for me. So
Made for
not
you. Okay.
necessarily my favorite, but watching them like, well, there's a catapult, there's sharks. Like it's like
Oh, okay.
you
Okay.
made this movie for me, and I love it, but you're probably not going to be in my top list of the year. But like I pick movies that were like they made this for me, or this scenes happened because they're like I like Mark, even though they have no idea who I am. Like Aaron Newworth watched Gladiator 2,
Hmm.
and I messaged him about it. He's like, "Man, I was gonna message you and tell you that's like the Mark movie of the century." And he's like, "But I didn't. I wanted you to like have a new experience." And I watched it. I'm like, "Yeah, this is it. Like this was made for Mark."
That's my favorite.
So
So I haven't seen Gladiator 2 yet. It's a glaring hole this season, but I just have not been able to get out to see it. It's been a combination of I've been working on a documentary and then like I have screeners at home that I'm trying to get through. And it's like, yeah.
I'm doing a
And
giveaway soon. So if you're listening, pay attention to this. I
there
I
you
got a digital
go.
giveaway with Paramount soon. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
good. And hey,
there you go.
listen, I'm terrible at this, Brandon. So before we get going, tell them about
Okay.
your show. And also, I was guessing on the Too Fast Too Forever podcast, and I was reading Blu-ray reviews for
Okay.
Thrashing, and I found your old Blu-ray review about it. So
Yeah.
if you read Blu-ray reviews, you've probably come across Brandon Peters on one of his Blu-ray reviews because I've read a few of yours now, but I didn't mean to. I was like, I need
Okay.
to read about these. You include
Yeah.
the extras in yours.
Yep.
Some of these places they're like Blu-ray review, but then they don't talk about the extras. I'm like,
They
that's
just
the
talk
only
about the
reason.
movie and they're like, looks nice, sounds nice. The end.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
it's like the only reason I come is for the extras. So it's like you do the extras,
Yeah.
or you did the extras,
I
so, or
did.
and you
So
still do them on your show.
I still
But
do them.
yeah,
It's different now. So, my podcast is the Brandon Peters Show, as you mentioned, BrandonPetersShow.com. If you just want to follow me in general, it includes all shows, reviews. It's at Brandon4KUHD, which does include Blue Sky. I don't do separate ones for my shows because my show is named after me. So follow me. And I think I have a Facebook page for my show, but that's so my life can be different on that app. So what he's referring to is I wrote for whysoblue.com from 2013 to 2023. It's been a year since I've been gone from there. So I resigned from there and I moved shop. Still do Blu-ray and 4K reviews. Currently procrastinating getting a Joker Folly of a Do
oof,
review.
run away.
That's where I'm at right now. It showed up in my mailbox, and then I'm like, jokingly was putting it in my son's stocking. He's like, "Get that out of there, please." And I was like, "All right." So, but yeah. So, Why So Blue, writing there had a lot of good success, a lot of fun. I beefed up my collection like no other. But yeah, I do review, and what I review, I time code these special features, so you know how long they are, you know if they're old ones, you know if they're new ones, and a little bit of description of if they haven't been on a release before, I would describe what they were. But yeah, a lot of people don't do it. Blu-ray.com does them. I know those guys hate me, but they do some solid work over there. But previous to what doing that, like I spent for 4 years in Los Angeles. I worked in DVD and Blu-ray quality control. I was there at the advent of Blu-ray during the HD DVD Blu-ray
The
battle.
war.
I was there the day the war ended. I got a phone call and I ran across all these suites watching. We were working on the Godfather HD DVD, and I was like, stop! You cannot continue with this. It's over. They're not putting this out on HD DVD. And I also, small claim to fame in that world, the little firmware sheet you got in your Blu-ray that said to update your firmware was my brainchild. So that's cool. But yeah, so yeah, I'm really into the home media thing, Blu-rays and 4Ks and things like that. Big film lover. So my podcast does centralize around movies and goes around to weird topics within the realm of entertainment that I like. My Summer of series, if you go to the podcast, is one of the things that's the most popular. It's where myself, Scott Mendelson, and Aaron Newworth venture through a year at the movies, a summer at the movies from a given year, where I didn't want to just be dudes talking about movies that are like just hitting a certain age. So we talk about each episode is a weekend of release at the movies that year. Last year we did summer of 2004. So
One of the greats.
It would concur with the movies that released that weekend. But my goal was, what was it like for a person? What was life like that week for a person going to see Van Helsing at the movie theater? So we talk about news items from that week. We talk about the top 10 television programs from that week, the top 10 songs that week, and we go over the box office at the end. So it's a pop culture whirlwind. There's also a cavalcade of guests at the end of the week that discuss a music video from the top 10. So it's a lot of fun. People like it. Goes well with that box office Wordle game that people play that we've been thanked many of times for helping out, because it links up with it once in a while. Yeah. That's kind of what my podcast is about. And I've also been working on some multiple Doctor Who documentaries recently for both the UK and for PBS, which has been exciting and fun and a whole different kind of endeavor. So
Crushing it.
Oh, and living life. Oh, PopCon. I do the live podcast stage at PopCon. It's a convention here in Indianapolis. It's been held in Louisville before as well. I host the live podcast stage for that, and I also host and run the podcast awards for it as well. So,
Jeez Louise. Hey, how are the extras on Don't Blink?
Don't Blink has none.
Oh, well,
It's empty.
I want a Kravitz commentary track.
I wanted to Kravitz something like
get Adria, all them together, and then just do a commentary.
The more I hear about Zoe Kravitz being a film nerd, I am like, ma'am, I am married. You need to stop it.
No, that Mad Max book, she's cool. When you read about that,
Mhm.
she put it all in perspective. Like people know this if they listen. I spent many years on film sets, and they suck. Like, it's long days and you're miserable, and it's like hearing her talk about Mad Max Fury Road. I'm like, okay, she's a professional. She's cool. So I've always rooted for her, like getting past like Divergent, and now she's Catwoman and directing. So I'm stoked to see her.
I like this year, her like learning more about her, and then like Dakota Johnson has made me fall for both of them. Like during her Spider-Man stuff, it's like, whatever,
Dakota doesn't care. We need
She's like,
more.
whatever, nerds. I'm just in a movie. Like, I love that. She's a film person. She's not. It's a part.
A lot of people go off on like nepotism, right? But like, I think Dakota Johnson and Zoe Kravitz, they grew up in the industry. They grew up with like money. They're not like these fledgling people. Like, they had to work hard. They've worked hard. I'm not saying that. Like, they've grown up in they know the BS of the industry. Like they're like they had to do their time, obviously, but like they know the ins and outs. They have the money. They're not strapped for cash and like struggling. They're like, screw you. Like, I'm gonna go do this movie. I'm gonna go look with Luca. Madam Web sucks. I can't open cans of Pepsi. Doesn't matter. I'm moving on to some other cool movie. So like, they're cool. Like, they're not like, I need this role. They can have a voice because they know the industry. And I think knowing the industry before you get in the industry is a good thing, because the industry sucks and it still does. So I like that. Like, I like that they're out there like leading the charge, if that makes sense. Like, you don't see Dakota Johnson putting up with anything. And I love that. We need more.
Yeah, I'm just suavely being like, whatever, you're not bothering me. That's fine. Whatever. And mad props, like girl like Sydney Sweeney too, just like
crushing it.
Whatever.
Producing movies, making it happen.
And I know someone like another nepo kid, Wyatt Russell's probably good because his dad was like a a work like his whole life is movies, but he never seems like a guy who took that for granted. Nepo ain't always bad. And if you were someone and you were in the industry and your kid wanted to be in, you would give them a leg, you would help them out, right? Like,
The entire industry is like every job, everywhere. It's friends,
mhm,
family. I mean, this is just for your face in front of everything. But
yeah,
there's only two things. I hate when they're like, I work just as hard as everyone else. Like, no, you didn't. Like, you got an agent.
yeah,
Like, you got representation before anybody else
right
did,
away, yeah,
right away. And also too, like at first I'm like, oh, this is just another one. But you get a few movies and they're really good and they prove like their worth. I'm like, okay, you're cool. So
yeah,
it's like, all right, yeah, you earned it. You're good. Like, I
yeah.
mean, no one talk like what's Jeez Louise, Halloween. Jamie Lee
Jamie Lee
Curtis.
Curtis, I love her, and I've always loved her. And who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. She did her
she's the
time.
ultimate nepto baby. Like, her parents were like icons, so then she became one herself. Like, there's nepo like all throughout. It's that way. It's just how it is. Directors, even to like smaller jobs on the set could be somebody who was there. Like
The
it's
entire Coppola family.
yeah. There's always one popping up out of somewhere. Like, said
But
the last Showgirl, directed by one that barely got here via Coppola. Like, yeah. Hmm.
I think it's a really strong year with some really new, interesting voices. And it's
Hmm.
been tough making my way through all the screeners because I feel like I have about 40 movies that are in my top 10. So I really
No,
need to cut that down.
yeah. I've got some films to go. I'm really mad. Like, I wanted to see Hard Truths, and
Oh, it's so good.
the screener I had expired. And
Oh,
I interviewed Joe Martin the weekend before I was going to watch it. She was telling me about like, oh, Hard Truths. Oh my gosh, I was really happy to be in that movie. Come to watch it the next week, and it is expired. So I was
yeah.
like, damn it. I sat on it, but
I always get to my links first because they expire, and then I'll get to my practical things that they send.
gotcha,
Yeah, because
gotcha.
I don't want to miss like Nosferatu ended on the 11th, or like
Hmm.
so like like you had to watch it.
Got to that one right away. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
mess
yeah.
around.
But
Uh,
it's a great year,
it is.
and I think this episode helped me the most because like a lot because it just helped me put in perspective all the things I've watched and like what I like.
Hmm.
So I don't think this will be my final 10, but I think this draft will just kind of showcase movies that I really kind of enjoyed or gave me a specific reaction, and we can talk about them tonight. So I'm excited. What's your first pick?
Okay, so if I pick one, you can't take it, right?
It's off the board.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with like I said, I'm gonna go with we're talking like island-ish thing, or these are the only ones I can have for X amount of time or the ever. I'm gonna need some laughs for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna take Hundreds of Beavers first.
Oh, evil.
I this is Looney. I've never seen
It's
Looney Tunes
incredible.
come to life like
Yeah.
this, and perfect. It's not like, oh, they're trying for it. It just lands with it. And this movie's like, for what it is, it's really long, but you don't want it to stop going. Like, it is. It's wild. And
Perfect.
it keeps catching on. It's still at cult hit status because you could go to the person on the street and be like, "What do you think of Hundreds of Beavers?" and be like, "The hell are you talking
Get
about?
away from me. Yeah.
What?"
Uh,
Um,
The Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray
mhm.
flew off the shelves fast, and I managed to get a copy.
Well, they tricked you. It's a general release is out now.
Oh,
That was the
okay.
slipcover was limited. Now they got a general release coming out January 28th.
Uh,
They manufacture. So I support Vinegar Syndrome. I support Severin Films. They're the kings of the FOMOs with Black Friday and their sales. But their last few years they've been pushing these titles, and then a standard one comes out right away, or some other label has the right to the mass produced one, and that's what happens. They've done this multiple times, and like I've spent so much money on like granted Hundreds of Beavers is something I need to have in my collection, but there's other ones I've felt like, oh, I need this weird B horror movie that which I probably like, but
you
I
can
probably
find
could
on
watch it
Tubi.
once, yeah, and find it on Tubi. So I've been trying to hold myself back from overdoing it and spending $45 on something that's like worth probably a $10 bin. But I'm glad the work they do on them is
Yeah, yeah,
top tier, but like it's like okay, so but Hundreds of Beavers, yeah. That was yeah, that's a must grab right there. And it's been
ah,
everywhere for people to see too. It got
yeah.
on Hoopla. It's been multiple theatrical screenings. This is going to be a midnight movie for who knows how long.
I've been promoting
Just
this movie all year because I started getting, I was getting emails about this movie last year because it was doing the circuit.
right, yeah.
And so I finally watched it earlier this year and I've been promoting it to everybody. Like just watch this movie, guys. It's free. Like
Hmm.
watch it. It's hilarious. And like if you watch the letterbox making of with the visual effects, I mean, so
Hmm.
much work went into this little film in Wisconsin. And I
Yeah,
adore it.
yeah. This is like doing a lot with a little that you can, and
I picked my number one pick.
that's why it was my number one pick right now too. It's like I need to take this one while it's on the board.
Well, listen, that means
I
it's
knew it
picked.
was gonna. I knew
Yeah.
one of us was gonna take it, but I'm like, I'm gonna jump the gun and take it early because yeah.
You know what's funny? I have a few movies, and so now this makes it easier for me to add in other movies that were on the bubble.
Okay.
All right, so Hundreds of Beavers.
Yep.
Just about it. It's like a video game type movie where a guy kills beavers, and then he gets really good at it, so he can get married to the daughter of a shopkeeper,
Hmm.
and it's amazing.
Everybody should check it out. So if you haven't, I mean, if you listen to this show and you haven't heard about it, come on.
Yeah,
Or
something's wrong.
this is your 90th prod to go see it. Make it the one that you see it.
And I have zero Twitter presence, but on Movie Stones and Flicks, I was like, "You guys got to watch this movie," and it got like it had like 400 likes and retweets. So I was like, "Hey, this is kind of cool." Like, there's an audience for Hundreds of Beavers.
Hmm.
We're doing our part.
Yeah.
Okay, so my pick,
Okay.
Gladiator 2.
Okay.
I don't. It's not going to be in my top 10, but listen, the opening minutes has a catapult battle where the Romans are attacking this city, and one side's lobbing catapults at the boats, and then the boats are lobbing catapults at the castle, and then the castle's lobbing trebuchet rocks and explosives at the the boats.
Hmm.
Then there's a shark battle. They fill up the Colosseum, and somehow they get sharks to roam. So there's sharks eating people. There's Denzel Washington eating grapes, throwing front kicks, and just messing with his wardrobe the entire time. There's Pedro Pascal being tough, and then there's my homeboy, like Paul Mezcal from All of Us Strangers, and after most importantly, After Sun, wiping people out, and he's kind of like an emo fighter. So it's like it was a movie made for me. There's water fights, there's sharks, there's like emo dudes, there's front kicks. Like
Okay.
this makes up like the Mark movie. So I'm taking Gladiator 2.
Okay. Like I said, I have not seen Gladiator 2. But I was a big fan of Gladiator 1. I'm not one of those too cool for it or it's all right people. I loved it in the summer of 2000.
It was
Uh,
incredible.
and I was now looking back, I probably would have given Crouching Tiger the Best Picture Oscar, but I still supported Gladiator. I still like it now. It wasn't until I moved to Los Angeles I found out people were too cool for school on Gladiator when I went out there. But most of them, everybody at least admits it's solid. They just think it might have been overpraised when it got those Oscars.
I don't get not liking a movie because they think it was overpraised.
Hmm.
It's like, hey, what did you think about it? Well, people liked it too much. So what
Yeah.
what are your thoughts about it? Like,
Yeah, people like that's where I'm probably at with Wicked right now myself. A movie I like quite a bit. But like I'm like, oh, there's other movies this year, folks.
yeah,
There are a
yeah.
lot of other movies this year.
I have that with
Just
Dark
because,
Knight. The fans are so insane for it. I'm like, ugh. But then I watch it again. I'm like, oh, this is a good movie. So I think I think sometimes people I've always thought about that. Like, or like, you know what I hate too? What'd you think about Jurassic Park: The Lost World? Wasn't as good as Jurassic Park. It's like, well, what is?
yeah,
Like, it's just tell me about the movie.
I'm a Lost World supporter. I think it's a Steven Spielberg's like B
Yeah,
like
yeah.
movie from like a different era, like that's kind of mean, nasty, and like yeah, he's going for something completely different there. And I enjoy it's a movie where I love the set pieces so much I forgive a lot of the other things that happen in it. Whereas a lot of people are like, well, Jurassic Park 3 is better story. A little boy can survive and do stuff, but a little girl, she does a gymnastics kick, and that's wrong. So yeah, so that's what I said. Lost Jurassic Park 3 people are sexist. That's what I just said. No, but no, like Gladiator. My thing is, I've always said this. I think in the Best Picture category, every year you need to have the People's Champion. That's a movie that got well reviewed and made a lot of money at the box office, and so it gives people that's something people saw and they could root for at the Oscars. And sometimes that movie wins. Other times, like Rocky, that was a People's Champion movie
Mhm.
when that came out. Granted, that was a really well reviewed movie too, but Those are the type of movies like Star Wars when that came out in 77. Hell, I argued that The Force Awakens, because it became like a highest grossing picture, should have just by default bid up for Best Picture, because apparently audiences agreed around the globe that was the movie to see. But, that's me. I think there should be a People's Champion in the nominations, not a guaranteed, but something should get something that connects with people on a global scale should matter in terms of what was one of the better pictures of the year in an awards
I
show.
mean, listen, Russell Crowe, I believed he could murder people. Like in that
It's
movie,
good, but everyone's
everything.
like, "Well, they made up for The Insider with that. That's what they were
Oh
doing."
God, everything that I watched in Gladiator, I'm like, he could do this. Like this guy is real. Like Jaimin Hunsu's great.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin Phoenix is fun. The lion battle's good, and like the first action scenes are so visceral, and just the bloody fights on the chariots. Like it's a crowd pleasing, wonderful movie. And I was 18 when I went and saw it, and I always remembered I went to the theater I was working at, and like sitting next, it was a packed theater. Sitting next to me was like this older lady, but she was like just like wearing like I just remember her being really pretty and wearing leather pants. I'm like, well, this is
Mm-hmm.
cool. And just why I don't know why I bring that up, but I remember it so vividly, and just watching this movie and just being blown away by it. So I went with my brother and I just remember that. And like this one, I don't think gives you that opportunity, but it has catapults, it has sharks, it has front kicks, and it has an emo dude. Like I'm all about it.
There
Like
you go.
that's what I need. So yeah, that's my list. And if I go to the island, if I'm taking this to the island, I want the director's cut.
Okay,
Kind of
that's
an
coming,
idiot.
right?
Yeah.
It's coming.
And listen, Napoleon rocks, by the way. I'm just gonna put that out there. Napoleon's
Napoleon was funny. I like
yeah,
that
it's very
movie.
funny. This is lamb chop is my destiny. You think
So,
you're all
like,
good because you have boats?
yeah, they needed to sell more of the comedy in it
Yeah.
in the trailers rather than, well, here's the next Gladiator. That's all they always do with Ridley Scott when he makes like a period piece. What happened to Kingdom of Heaven? It was like, this is not the next Gladiator. It's a different kind of epic, and it's quite a good movie.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Very good movie.
Good
The
catapult work
Roadshow
in that.
edition. That's the one. The Roadshow.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Hey, so
Um,
what's your second pick?
my second pick is I'm gonna take something of like great epic scale and genre-ness and a franchise, something with cool action sequences that makes me go and like just a thrilling little fantasy movie to take with me while I'm fantasizing escaping an island. Maybe not in this kind of showing me it could be much worse, but I'm gonna take Furiosa.
Oh,
I will not put the subtitle on it because that was the dumb A Mad Max saga. No, just call it Furiosa. This movie is awesome. George Miller just, the victory lap of Mad Max Fury Road. It's a shame this movie didn't do better, but that we have it to begin with, that's awesome. I really like Chris Hemsworth. I know he's getting dogged a lot for being like box office poison for franchise features,
yeah,
but
it's bad.
he's a wonderful bastard in this movie. And just watching like just there's a sense there's a thing that a lot of people try to recapture, especially I think we're kind of out of it now, even though like we get this all the time. But there was that period where everybody wanted to make something that felt like the '80s, felt like an '80s movie. So when Stranger Things comes along and everybody's just like it's a thing. But the opening sequence of Furiosa
Oh, it's great.
captured a magic felt from like a real like an '80s fantasy movie or sci-fi movie from back in the day, and it's just there. And I think it's just because George Miller was in that era, so it's just naturally coming out of him. He's not trying to recreate that feeling just comes out of natural in a natural way. There's just something with the acting and just the moment in which that opening sequence happens with Furiosa that I just like, wow, I feel like I'm watching like, the opening of like Conan the Barbarian or something, something like that. In those '80s fantasy movies. And then yeah, there's some great highway action here. There's a great sniper sequence in this movie. There's lots of awesome chases, gore stuff. Like I'm just this is just a thrilling epic, told in 5 parts, right? I think it's 5 parts, latching it up to Mad Max Fury Road, of course, although it didn't have to rush into that at the end, but oh well. Anya Taylor-Joy is one of my favorite people to watch. She's great here as Furiosa as well. But yeah, this is my favorite film, like favorite blockbuster of the summer too. This was, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, like that action scene when she and the other Imperator, when they're working together,
Hmm.
battling, like, that's a gorgeous scene, and then the one at the bullet farm, like,
Yep.
Chris Hemsworth as a hoot. He's, like, the very successful guy, but not a great leader, like, which is, like, he's very wily. He's like the, Wile E. Coyote, I think, just a really dangerous foe. Gorgeous movie. It's kinda what George Miller, when he had all the resources he needed and didn't have to go to Namibia
Yeah.
to make it. And, yeah, no, I liked it a lot too. I really enjoyed it. It's a good flick.
Yeah.
Are you doing the black and white? Are you doing the chrome, or are you just taking the regular one?
Color, please. I love the beautiful, radiant color with which I first saw it.
Got it. Alright. So, this is really random, but my second pick is I'm gonna take Do Not Expect Too Much Out of the End of the World,
Okay.
which I don't know if you watched it. It's on
That's
Mubi.
on my, like, in my next 2 or 3 to watch, actually.
It's
So,
it's like a fun 2 hour and 43-minute film. But here's the thing, like, I worked on over 150 sets, and then, during my time in the industry,
mhm,
and I was definitely an overworked and underpaid production assistant for a while. And, they're shooting this workplace safety video commissioned by this multinational company,
mhm.
and it's basically just this production assistant played by what, Ilka, Angela, her name's Angela in the movie, and she's just driving around town, kind of messing around with like Instagram filters, complaining, doing casting, going in, filming people, going back to her bosses. Like, there's this big scene where they do this. She does all the work. There's a big meeting, but she has to go sit outside. Like, I
Mhm.
would do one of my first jobs. I did a Rolex ad for a commercial, a Rolex ad that was for a commercial at the Augusta Green in Georgia. And so I had to get all the lunches. I had to drive all the cars. I had to pick up all the vans and do all the heavy lifting. And then we went to a dinner and they're like, okay, go sit at the bar. So, like, I couldn't sit with the big boys. I worked on a reality show where I had to carry around Monster Java for the lead. And if I didn't bring him fast enough, he would call me Monster Boy. And one time I got surrounded by bees and couldn't move and they were screaming at me. And I also chopped down all the trees on that show. And then they said
Does
they
he
did.
go, "Ah, the bees!
Yeah, the
The
bee. No, I'm
bees!
allergic to
You
bees. So
bitches!"
I
Oh,
sat, yeah,
you're my girl. Okay.
yeah, I almost got my girl. So I just for
Okay.
months, so I just sat there, like, not moving. And I've spent so much time in cube trucks or going to Target and picking up women's clothing, like a athletic wear for like a commercial. Driving. I worked Chick-fil-A, the photo shoot. So every photo that you would see at the drive-through, I worked on. So
Mhm.
I'd have to go buy great strawberries and Driscoll strawberries and lemons and like tahini and all this crazy stuff. Like, so I spent, like, she's on the road just driving in a car. It's rush hour traffic. You have no time for anybody. You haven't slept much. And, like, she meets Uwe Boll, who, I interviewed on Movie Films and Flicks. We had a great chat. Nina Hoss is in it. She's in Phoenix.
Okay.
She's incredible. And it's just this really funny, and it features this incredible ending. So for me, when I'm watching it, it just kind of brought back flashbacks of
Okay.
my time working as a production assistant on, like, commercials specifically. When you're on a film set, you just stand on a film set. But when you're working on music videos, industrials, photo shoots, you're driving everywhere. I was art department for a long time, so I was just picking up washers and dryers, setting them up, we shoot them, returning them. So it's like my life was that. And this was like I had a Ford Ranger truck before I bought my F-150 that didn't have air, 100 degrees in Atlanta, no air, stuck in
Mhm.
traffic. Like, it was just a gnarly thing. So I'm taking Do Not Expect Too Much from the End of the World.
Okay.
It's a random pick, but I'm kind of doing movies I felt like were made for me. So I'm taking this one.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'll segue the movies made for me or whatever. I'm gonna which if you listen to my show, if you read my posts or like hear me talk on other shows, this is gonna be no surprise. I'm gonna take what's probably gonna wind up my favorite movie of the year for number three, The Last Stop in Yuma County.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I love this movie a lot. I've watched it multiple times this year, and as someone with like that's me, like I don't have time to watch movies again a lot of the time. So the fact that I've watched this one multiple times, which is confirmed for me a multiple times. Like I thought the first time I saw it, maybe I was in a good mood that night. Maybe it hit me a special way, but no, I liked it even more the second time around. This is just good old classic. Like it's got that feeling of when you discover this like cool like 1970s thriller you never knew existed, and you watch it. And this guy sold his house to fund this movie for someone else to direct it. So the producer like sold his house to fund this. It's got Jim Cummings, who's one of the most. He's a director, a good
he's great.
filmmaker
Yeah.
himself. but
Thunder
he's also
Road.
Thunder Road, Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Oh, I love that too.
He had a wonderfully dark ass comedic Marvel
Oh, the
sketch.
Marvel one. Oh my gosh.
Check that out, folks. But he has a wonderful, unique screen presence that if, I think if he ever is in something and it hits with audiences, like his humor could take the world by storm in like a everybody copies Will Ferrell type way. He's got a weird I like in Wolf of Snow Hollow especially was
Oh
I was
man.
really seeing that through him. But he's a star of this movie as well as Jocelyn Donahue, who
Richard Brake.
Richard Brake doing the most Richard. They're like, just you, Richard, break it through this, okay? But Jocelyn Donahue is one of the most underused
Yeah.
actresses. Like she's like I fell for her starting with
House of the
House of the
Devil.
Devil, yeah. And then I see her in a commercial, and I'm like I'll see her in like commercials. I'll be like, you're too good for that, Jocelyn Donahue. You should be headlining things. But she gets used. She's in a lot of things. But it was nice to see her in a lead role in this. But the camera work on this is for what nothing they have. They're doing some amazing things. They know how to tell a story with the camera, be unique, to move around. And this is always what typically winds up when I see a movie where I feel like people did so much with so little that makes this movie feel a lot bigger than it is on paper. That usually wins me over hard. Like movies like I always brag about how I think like Lee Wanell and James Wan make $5 look like 500 million every time they do things, and those guys continue to wow me. So like movies that do this really win me over. And it's probably the John Carpenter fan in me that comes out with this because I always feel like he feels like a guy that was given like $3 and turns it into magic. But yeah, this one just it's suspenseful. It's the definition of that screenwriting tactic with a thriller and stuff with the they fall down on the side of the road, but there's a pillow, but there's a knife in the pillow. But it's that type of process that this movie goes and does the
I
whole
mean, he's a
time.
knife salesman, so that's good.
Yeah, he's a knife salesman. I did. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a odd tactic that I don't. Maybe that's why my brain subconsciously went there.
And
But
good
yeah,
coffee work in it. Great coffee work.
great coffee work. So much tension. Good sugar work on top of that coffee work as well.
Probably
Uh,
the most
yeah,
mortifying kill in a non-horror film.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna say which one, but I went, "Oh no," during that, and it,
Hmm.
it it it's not afraid to hurt you. And it's
No,
gorgeous, and it's just blocking the right actors who care.
yeah,
You storyboard the hell out of it. You
yep.
block the hell out of it. You keep it to a location. And listen, I think people don't know how hard it is to create suspense on screen because it's just a camera pointing at a dude's face with like
Hmm.
probably sitting on a dolly. So the editing, the music, the shots, the performances are all top notch.
Yeah, this movie screams out someone knew exactly what they wanted to make. And going through learning more about it, there's a lot of pivots in that movie due to weather and things like that with it. But and I was recently watching what was it? It just came out on Paper Moon on 4K, and Bogdanovich shot that all pretty much in camera. Like he didn't shoot coverage much at all. It was and this movie kind of feels in that vein of they knew exactly what every shot in that script should look like, felt it, saw it through, and made it happen. But this is a little
Coverage
movie.
costs money, So I mean, you
Yeah,
got to plan out those two shots.
exactly. Especially back in Paper Moon's day, they were shooting on film. This was digital, but whew, very nice. Yeah, high recommend for last. I just continue to tell people see this movie, see this movie, see this movie, and yeah,
Perfect. That's a good pick. I need to go back to that because I love that. I bought it for $5.
yeah. It might be the most me movie of the year.
I'm
So
gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna get the Arrow release when it comes out for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So my third pick. So I thought about an animated film. I love the new Wallace and Gromit movie.
Hmm.
It features lawn gnomes. It features catapults. Like it's a definite Mark movie. But I think the movie Flow is an even
Oh,
bigger Mark movie. It's I have two cats. I
hmm.
love Waterworld. I love sea creatures. And I just love kind of independent. Oh, this is a Latvian animated film, and it's gorgeous. It features some of the most gorgeous shots that I think I've seen this year, and it is endlessly inventive. It's like these animals are quite smart in it. They know how to steer
Mhm.
boats, but they don't really explain it too much. And it's just a beautiful experience. It's quite thrilling. It features a giant sea beast. It features a flood. I mean, I love hard rain. And you give me a flood, give me cats, give me sea creatures, and you have a Mark movie. So I'm going to take Flow. It's just a perfect film.
So if I was gonna pick an animated film in my five, if Flow was gonna probably be it. It's on my list. Like this is wondrous to look at. I was talking to Aaron Newirth this week, and I said after because I watched Flow a couple days ago, and I said so Disney and Pixar have whatever they're doing is their thing, just like kind of standard, and everybody else is doing these interesting things with their animation, and I'm here for it because like the Spider-Verse movies, the Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Puss in Boots 2, you got this flow going on, the Wild Robot, and even to some degree Transformers 1. Like they're like, you know what? We're gonna stop copying them, just come up with stuff that we can do, and things aren't looking so homogenous or trying to be the same. And I'm all about that because let Disney and Pixar be Disney and Pixar, and you go find a new style.
Oh, and they did for sure on this. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. What a and like also I thought about doing Memoir of a Snail
Hmm.
because the ending of that film, I mean, it's such a horrifyingly bleak film, but it's so funny. And it's have you seen it yet, Memoir of a
I have not
Snail?
seen that one. Mm-mm.
It builds to one of the most gorgeous endings. Like it's just tears in your eyes endings. And it but I think I love the emotion of that film and how bleak the humor is, but it didn't have a sea creature. So that's why I'm taking Flow.
Okay.
Gotta have a
Okay.
sea creature. That's like I mean, there's cats, floods, and sea beasts. I'm all about it. And also I'm a big fan of herons. I don't
Hmm.
know why, but I grew up in Florida and my stepdad had a heron that used to come to his garage every day and his name was Ralph and he would eat hot dogs for years. So I love seeing a heron on screen.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I hope it
Very
gets
cool.
nominated for awards and wins.
Yeah, I really like that one. And at times it's like, am I staring at like the most marvelous video game ever made or one of the most marvelous movies ever made? Like it goes between that. It's a really, yeah, really cool. And for cat people, this is your adventure you've been waiting for. This is
Oh,
what,
I love it so
yeah.
much.
Okay. Up to me here. So many to choose from. So much fun. Uh,
I'm glad you took Hundreds of Beavers because then that opens up my board completely. So
yeah,
this is
now I'm
good.
like, what do I do? Where do I go from here? Okay. I think I'm just gonna go. I need a little bit of international flair to my list, even though I got an Australian film, but we speak the same language.
Yeah, yeah.
Or no, it's us in the UK that are two countries divided by the same language. That's the phrase they like to use. I'm gonna go with a fascinating movie that I went in blind and I didn't know what I was going for. It gave me plenty of horror vibes and stuff like that, and it's everything someone pointed out that Joker 2 should have been, and it's Red Rooms.
No.
Did I
Oh,
take another one of yours?
yeah, you did.
Oh
That's
man.
well. That hey, great minds think alike.
I had
Eh,
like a little. I have like tiers of like options in case one gets picked. There's the backups and stuff that you did. So this one is just it's fast. It's this model that is obsessed with the serial killer on trial and goes to it every day. And I don't want to say. I just don't want to say any
Yeah,
more
don't.
than that.
Yeah,
But
you don't want to wreck it, right? Because
no, it's the best surprise you could get, not knowing a thing about it. And it's yeah, it's got suspenseful dread intrigue, like disturbing, disturbing nature at times, and just flat out not a lot like it out there. It's well shot. I was ever like I just couldn't stop. It's such a good ride that you don't want to get off of it almost. How long it goes for, but this is one of the coolest surprises. I think it's a 2023 film, but I think it's United States touring of it where we counted as a 2024 film was this year. So if you're looking for Red Rooms 2024 and it didn't come up, maybe 2023 helps. But because there are other things called Red Rooms. I was looking up, other things came up, but where did this one come from? Is it Sweden?
no, this
Or
is
is it,
this is
or
like a French
oh,
Canadian,
it's
like
Canadian.
Montreal, Quebec.
Up
Yeah,
north, yeah, Quebec.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all in French. Sorry, it looks Swedish. I think the cinematography looks pretty Swedish in it. But
I mean, it
yeah.
definitely does. Absolutely. Yeah, it's
That's what I
a
was.
Canadian French
Yeah, French Canadian.
psychological.
Yeah, I think that's where I went. No, I think I watched it. Sounded French, but I was like, man, this looks like a Swedish film. But yeah, it is Canadian.
I
But
mean, she's
yeah,
very Elizabeth Salander if you think about it.
yes, there is. Yeah, there is that aspect to it as well. Yeah.
And that's very Swedish. And also, I mean, but I mean, listen, if it gets released in a film festival in
Yeah.
2023, but doesn't get a digital release until the
Right.
year following, it's kind of like that's the year
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
not everyone went to TIFF or
Right. Yep.
Sundance.
Yeah.
And between Red Rooms and Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person, which is also
Mm-hmm.
like a French language Canadian film, they had a great year for just really interesting, like French Canadian films. Like I have you seen Vampire Humanist?
No,
Oh, have you heard about it?
I think I've heard the title, but I didn't look into it much.
So it's about this cool vampire named Sasha, and she
Okay.
she just can't grow her fangs. Like she has a family who is vampires. They kill a clown, and she gets like real
Oh.
scared. And like so, she just sips some little baggies, and she just wants little blood bags. But then eventually, her family's like, "You need to grow up. You need to grow your fangs and start drinking blood on your own. You need to start hunting. We can't just keep doing this for you." So she goes and lives with her aunt, who just murders people left and right, and
Oh,
like
jeez.
hitchhikers and everybody. And then she meets this kid who's suicidal, and he's like, "Hey, you can have my blood because I just want to die, and I can be your first, so you can grow your fangs." And then they go on this night though, where he kind of has to like, she's like, "Just get everything out of your system." So they have like this kind of crazy night, and there's the best musical drop in it when she sings "Emotions."
Oh.
Just type in "Emotions" from this,
Okay.
and it's incredible.
I've seen the poster. I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't realize that was
Oh
the
man,
title. It goes with it, and
the
it's got
lead
the
is perfect.
big title on it.
Sarah Monpetit. She is Monpetit. Like she's pitch perfect in it. She's hilarious. So, but yeah, Red Rooms I still would have picked, even though I'm giving a glowing review to Humanist Vampire. But both real,
Gotcha.
Red Rooms is tough because if you're doing a non-spoiler discussion about
Yeah.
it, you just go, well, yeah, it's good. There's some
It's
online poker,
yeah.
um,
There's some bidding
some bit,
action. Yep. Some if you like eBay and bidding in the last minute, swooping in, check out Red Rooms.
yeah, and it's so I saw it on a plane, and because
Oh,
I had no idea what it was, and then like, I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie. So I locked in, and it just like was I knew nothing about it, and it was like one of the best experiences I've had this year watching a movie. So,
gotcha.
and like I was gonna say it's me because I don't know, I like how clinical it is. I like how smart it is. I like how low, but like, it really subverts everything, but it's good.
Hmm.
I dig it. I dig it. So, well, you made my life easier. I'm gonna
Okay.
take In a Violent Nature
Ah, yeah. Yep.
because watching this was one of the most thrilling experiences I've had in a long time watching a film. I know a lot of people are like it's boring, but like so the director
It's
bases off of
not.
like Gus Van Sant's Death trilogy, and I remember seeing Elephant in the theater maybe in 2004,
Okay.
and like I was the only one in the Terra Theater in Tallahassee, Florida, and I was just like, this is amazing. This film Elephant, it blew my mind when I was in college. And so when I was watching this, I'm like, yo, this dude loves like, and listen, I'm not saying he stole from him. I think everyone pays homage to certain, like, we just talked about Red Rooms. It's very Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but not. And it's like this really amazing film where you're basically just following around this killer who's like Jason Voorhees. Like you're not cutting to the kids, you're staying with him. And this movie has probably one of my favorite moments of 2024 where the killer walks into a lake, and he's on the other side of the lake. There's a dock. He's on the other side of the lake. He's watching these people swim on a dock on the other side, and he just walks into the water, and then he's down there, and the two are just hanging out, swimming, talking, chatting. There's one girl in the water, and you're just waiting. He's down there. So I don't know where he is, but he is down there somewhere. And it just all of a sudden, just her foot gets grabbed and she gets dragged underwater. But it's like a perfect kill. And everyone's going after the yoga kill. But for me, I'm much more about that lake kill. I mean, I love water and I love horror movies and I
Hmm.
love the Death trilogy. So this works perfectly for me. And like I've spent so much time with the Friday the 13th franchise to like
Yeah.
kind of spend time with a similar type vibe.
Yeah.
I dug. So yeah, I'm gonna take In a Violent Nature.
So this one, I'm surprised it's 2024 and we finally got this point of view Jason movie. People that boring, but I'm like, what were you expecting? What do you think he does? In the meantime, they made it less boring. They cut some of those walks are, shortened up. But this and Alien Romulus had some of my favorite theater reactions.
Oh
So
yeah.
the yoga instructor, when that happened, my theater went pretty crazy. I was in a small room too. This is like probably a 20, 30 seater where I saw it because it was limited release or it opened kind of wide, but the screening it was showing when I took my son to it, and man, when they did that yoga kill, that was similar to the final act of Romulus when a creature was revealed and people were like, "Oh my god!" Pretty cool to
Yeah.
have those.
Yeah.
Um,
That yoga kill's insane.
the yoga kill's crazy, but the one you're talking about's pretty good too. Which I was confused. Like I thought those two girls and someone else came from a different group of people, but they were with the fireside people before. That I got kind of lost on who these people were because I thought we traveled to a whole nother side of the park when
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
happened,
yeah.
and I was like, oh wait, what happened to those other two? Oh, it was okay, so kind of kind of a little lost, but it's a fun movie. I haven't got a chance to watch it again. I heard the documentary about making it's great because they actually shot the whole thing almost and lost it or something.
Yeah, they just decided it was they shot and they just decided it wasn't right. So then they went to a
Okay,
place that was right. Yeah, I bought it. I haven't been able to tear into it.
okay,
So yeah, I'm gonna have to get yeah, but I had to pick it. I love that movie so much. It makes me very happy.
okay. Was my last pick?
Yeah. So let's see. Right now you have kind of a comedy slapstick, a straight up action film, a thriller. You have two thrillers, kind of, would you say? Red Room's Last Stop?
Well, in different veins.
Yeah, in different
One's
veins
more
and countries.
sinister. The other's a bit. It it has some comedic touch to it. It's not lighthearted, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So what do you got?
Ooh, where do I go? There's a lot of choices.
The hardest is the last one, I think.
Yeah.
I hope you take one of mine so it makes it even easier.
I probably won't because boy, this is between a couple. This is the wildest decision to make right here between two movies. You know what? I don't really. I need some horror on here. I don't think Red Rooms classifies. So, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go crazy on my last pick. Would probably cost me this game,
You're
but
doing
I'm gonna go.
Terrifier 3?
I'm gonna go Terrifier 3. I'm going with my heart. I'm
Whoa.
gonna go with my heart. Terrifier 3.
People are going to want to stick a tube in your mouth and send a rat down it.
There we go. Light it on fire. Get it down there faster. I
That
I'm
movie.
I'm really loving what David Leone is just unleashing on independent film, independent horror, doing his own thing, and just I in this one, it's
Yeah.
weird. Like you could see him learning about things as a director and growing. But I was really most taken. Lauren Lavera
Yeah, she's
is
good.
amazing in this movie. This is legit, maybe my favorite performance of the year. She is all in. She's just like the end where she battles with Art the Clown is just awesome. She's all in. Like there's stuff here you can't teach to people that she's doing. It's I think a trauma girl done right. I know we're engulfed in trauma people from in horror movies. As someone I talked to call it a trauma exploitation stuff, but this is done in a similar vein almost to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where it's
Oh, yeah.
adding with trauma. There's different touches. This movie,
Not as artistic looking, this film.
no, not he's going
But
for a
that's the
different
point.
look.
That's the
I think
point.
he's
Yeah.
going for the rustic home. It kind of very much looks like Silent Night, Deadly Night type. And someone, one of my people on my show we talked about, said it looked like the Holdovers, and I'm like, a little bit, we got a little bit to it, but it delves in the Christmas stuff. But there was a point where I was convinced for a good 5 minutes I was watching a dream sequence, and it was actually reality toward in the end of the
Oh,
movie.
man. With the thorns and the.
Yeah, I was like, we breaks her hand, and I was like, oh yeah, it's totally a dream. She just can't, they didn't just off people, but no. And that was part of the fun for me, and just some of the weirdness with the witch character. What
Oh,
was the pale
man.
girl and stuff that I love the weird lore he's building. It's so strange, and I love that we're in a moment where we actually have a new Jason, Freddy, Michael character living large, coming from like grassroots, from just like this little thing that people watched on Netflix to now insanely profitable at the box office. But I do enjoy it. We got new Christmas songs, the Terrifier Christmas, off of this movie. And yeah, I don't know. Liked it a lot. I think Terrifier 2's probably edges it, but I still enjoyed this one quite a bit. And I'll take like 5 more Terrifiers if they keep they can keep this up. But I know we're only going to get one or two, but we shall see. But yeah, this was. I'll go with Terrifier 3 just to
I feel
be
like
myself.
if you keep making the Terrifier movies, it's just there's a Onion thing that was like
Hmm.
Marilyn Manson's now going down door to door trying to shock people. Like, I
Hmm.
think that's what he's going to have to do with
Yeah.
art. So I think like, leave him wanting more because I don't think anything's going to touch that kill from the second one with the salt.
No,
Like,
but there were some good
oh
compliments
yeah,
in
yeah.
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3, he always just swings the axe 6 extra times.
Yeah. And I said with like the Saw movies when those are coming out, I just wanted to just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. Let's see what happens. And I told people actually I only saw 1 in the theater because when I was working in Blu-ray and DVD QC, Lionsgate was a client, and every Friday one would come out in the theater. We'd have the screener there, so
Oh, nice.
could watch it right away. And I told them I told my coworkers like when they get to Saw 8. I'll return to the theater. And they got to Saw 7 and ended it. And then Jigsaw came out and I returned to the theater. I took a picture. I told them, and all the people, they remembered. People remembered me saying that. I kept to my word. I was there opening night for Jigsaw.
Oh no.
And then also, funny enough, Spiral was one of my first movies back after getting vaccinated. It was my first movie. I did. So I lucked out though during COVID, and in December, the week before it came out on 4K and Blu-ray, I got to see Tenet in 70 millimeter IMAX.
Oh, that's amazing.
I had a friend call me up and it's like, if I rent out a theater, can you contribute X amount and you'll get a popcorn? I'm only allowing inviting 10 total people. You'll get your own row. We sit like this. Yeah, where you can take your mask off to eat your popcorn and stuff, whatever. But would you do that? And I said sure. And it was amazing. So I did get to see a movie in December of 2020. So my last film seen in 2020 in a theater was not Onward. So
I wish mine
uh
would have been Bloodshot, but it wasn't.
that was there you go. So yeah,
Oh man.
my
So that's your fifth pick.
that was my fifth pick. Yeah, Terrifier 3 for some nice red rooms, red blood.
This is tough now. So I want to do Godzilla and Kong because I think it's one of the most fun movies. I think the substance. I love Corley Farjo. Like I think it's
Hmm.
just audacious. The Brutalist is great. Hard Truce is great. I almost thought about Challengers because I grew up playing tennis,
Yeah,
and the fact that they use a VFX ball, so they don't really have to hit the ball,
yeah.
makes me happy. Like the Beast is great. Long Legs I thought about.
So the
Land.
Brutalist, I was like, is my island? Am I gonna have the big 70 millimeter screen to watch it properly all the time? Even though I didn't the first time I watched it, but
Oh
yeah.
man, so I'm thinking like Land of Bad because I love cheese shopping. I
Hmm.
love the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Rebel Ridge. Sometimes I think about dying.
Rebel
Kneecap.
Ridge was is in my backups and stuff list because I
So
like
good.
I'm a big Jeremy Saulnier fan,
Oh yeah, Green
and I
Room,
was so
baby.
happy. Yeah, Green Room, Blue
Like
Ruin, Murder Party, Guy Does No Wrong.
like
First
Ghost
four
Light's great.
episodes of Ghostlight's great, but I didn't know how emotional. I didn't know if that would
Yeah.
work for me emotionally on the desert island, if it would give me hope, or I'd move on to what? I'm stuck on this desert island. I don't know.
Like
But
Harry,
Ghostlight's
oh man,
so good. That's another
so
one I've
good.
been telling people. Ghostlight, Ghostlight, Ghostlight.
Oh, that finale. De Leon's having a good year between the temples and that. She's really good in those. But like Strange Darling, Honora, Long Legs, Evil Does Not Exist. I mean, I probably should take a comedy.
So my alternate to Terrifier 3 was Anora. So
Honora's great. Oh man.
what a choice, those two. But I was like, I'm gonna laugh my ass off at Hundreds of Beavers. So and I was like looking at my endings of these movies. I'm like, I got a lot of bleak ends to these. So I need, even though Terrifier 3 is what it is, but
Man, so I mean it either comes down for me for Despicable Me 4 or Mads.
okay.
Despicable Me 4 has a vending machine bit that I love. And I've written so many scripts about that for film theory that I just feel like I know the movies and there's just a certain relaxing vibe to
Okay.
them that I love. And the vending machine bit, I'm telling you, there's a little guy in a vending machine the entire
Yeah.
film and it's hilarious. Like I don't care. I love these movies so much. And my daughter loves them. So like, like I we watch them over and over. But I watched this movie called Mads, capital MAD, capital S. It's a French one take zombie film. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I've heard of it.
It is, it's crazy. And it starts with this kid named Roman, but then it switches to his girlfriend, and she just runs amok, rides a bike, knocks people like all over the place. And it's just like thrillingly alive and a lot of fun. And like for me, zombie movies are it. Like I love creature features. You know, everywhere I go, I figure out how to zombie proof it. Like I'm like, how do I
Hmm.
do this? How do I protect this? Oh man, but see, I already have a horror film, but you know what? I'm gonna go Mads. I'm gonna take Mads
Gonna take
because
Mads.
yeah, because there's a scene where I don't want to give anything away, but so this it starts with this movie got Roman. He does some like serious drugs, and there's this one take driving scene, but then he meets this heavily bandaged woman, and she jumps into his car, but then she immediately kills herself, and gets blood all over him. And then he decides to go to a party, and then he has his girlfriend, and then he like passes along to people, and then the night just goes crazy. And it's just a one take, thrilling, fun movie that made me feel like really alive and like made me feel like, man, it's by the guy who directed Them, which really
Hmm.
inspired The Strangers, even though apparently it didn't inspire The Strangers. But yeah, it's just a thrillingly alive French. You took
Okay.
Red Rooms, that's French Canadian, but I was like, I wanted the Beast because I love Leah Sado. That's French. Like I was like, I gotta add
Yeah.
some kind of French horror. Everyone knows I love French horror, so I'm taking Mads.
Okay. Ho, ho, ho.
Zombie. But it's
Isn't it
so
crazy how like many you'd think zombie would be tired, but they always find a fresh way to make it interesting again.
it's like them and
There's some,
vampires. Like I
yeah.
think they have a lot of legs to them. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I like it. I think my
All
pick
right.
Gladiator 2. Do not expect so Gladiator 2 because of the catapults and sharks. Do not expect too much because I'm a PA. I was a PA for many years. Flow because just it has cats and sea monsters and a violent nature. There's a great lake kill and it like goes off the Dutch trilogy, and I just love how the aesthetic of it. And then Mads because I'm a zombie guy.
There you go.
And it's a good year for bike riding. Rebel Ridge, Cuckoo,
Yeah.
this Beetlejuice. Now I have a question. What are you going to be your most rewatched films? So if you could pick three that you think you're going to rewatch the most.
Three I'm gonna watch the most.
Yeah.
I've already so of my five, I've watched four of them multiple times. Red Rooms is the only one I've seen once. I've seen the others more than once.
So you think those will be it?
No,
No.
no, I don't know. I can't wait to own Anora because I really liked that one quite a bit and it made me
Yeah,
laugh my ass off. So there's that. I've seen Blink twice a couple times.
that's really
That
good.
one fascinates me quite a bit.
I've watched A
Uh,
Complete Unknown 3 times.
yeah.
I don't know why. I went to a
Okay.
screening, then I went to a Timothy Chalamet Q&A, and then Megan wanted to watch it.
Okay.
So like, but I don't think that's it. Do you want to hear my two that I know for sure?
Okay.
Despicable Me 4,
Right.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, because I just think that's so much fun. And ooh, I don't know.
Oh, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'll watch
Oh
that
yeah,
over and
that's
over
really
because I'm
good.
a gigantic Planet of the Apes fan. So that's one of my favorite. If I had to name like 10 favorite franchise IPs, Apes is in there, and I'd be watching that one. And that one came with one of the coolest bonus features where you can watch the movie with no motion capture effects and just the actors acting it out.
That's good. I want to.
So
Yeah.
that's good. Let's see. Dee Dee was fun, but I haven't had
Oh,
the
it's so stressful.
yeah. I think, gosh, movies I'd watch again and again. I'm probably gonna watch Smile 2 again when it comes out in 4K for sure. I did
Hmm.
like that one quite a
Great
bit.
movie.
Dune 2 is gonna be one I
Oh
return to.
yeah.
That was so I had this section where I was like, if I don't get Furiosa, then it's Dune 2 or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And there are, let's see, Civil War. I'll probably watch definitely again here. It's one of the most easily digested
Yeah, it's just
of
it's
his
like a
films.
you know, I was reading something interesting about him where Garland was like basically
Hmm.
talking about middle of the road, but he's like, I'm old. I've seen extremes on both sides. And he's like, being middle of the road is still a political stance. And so he's
Yeah.
like, I thought that was an interesting, like, it has no politics. And it's like, no, I think the guy just, he's seen it all. You
Even
know,
like so people are like they don't like even people that say you're influenced by the world around you at the time you're making a film. So even if you're not trying, things you're putting in it are influenced and came from that without you even trying because that's the world you're lived in. That's how you've been brought to even if you don't even realize you're making a statement, you're incidentally making statements. It's okay to make apolitical movies too, to throw it out and see what who says what about what.
I mean,
Well,
the photographers are just going on a journey. Like, I don't think you need to add that. Like, that's not the
it's
point of the
about it's
movie.
about their work. It's not
Yeah.
about, it's about like how even in dire extreme times they still have a job to do. They're still there for the work. It's this regardless of what, they have their beliefs, they have their bias, but it's the work that comes first and foremost in what they're doing. It's and I think the internet internally online have a really hard time figuring out that while we vehemently disagree, we're still in a world half occupied by these people, and we have to go to workplaces with like I can't imagine, like I don't like I like it's like we disagree severely about the way of life and stuff now, but like I have to go to a job and work with people that just like I can't just
Yell
it's
at people
easy.
online all
You
day.
can't hit a block button in real life with things. So
Yeah.
it's really, and I hope like and it's not me being a coward or being shy, but like there's reality and then there's your online thing and they're totally different.
And I think people definitely get into a bubble
Mhm.
sometimes, and that's
Yeah.
more than ever with social media. Like, even though you
Yeah.
can get in touch with everyone, you're put into an algorithm of the things you like.
Yeah.
I think also too, these characters have been all over the world, these photographers in Civil
Yeah.
War. And I think, like, I've lived overseas, and I used to travel like 20 events out of the year. And like, I'm not saying I'm as well traveled, but I've done a lot of traveling. And
Mhm.
when you meet people around the world, you realize that like every country has its faults. And like that doesn't take away from your country's faults, but you kind of realize that everyone around the world is messed up. So I think when you've been in the worst place, like, these photographers have been in the worst places in the world. So like this isn't new to them. Like, they're not,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, I need to go take photos of this. They're not all these people. Like, I think they're so jaded by the world because they've seen the worst of it, that they're just like, the whole world's terrible. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Well, yeah. Well, and I had at PopCon Louisville this summer. I had
Louisville.
Louisville. I had a guest on stage. I was set up with to talk to, who's a Republican political writer and radio personality for many years, and everything else. But like talking to him, stuff, and he's tries he just wants to report what's going on and stuff, whether he leans one way or other. He was like he was there. I was told by he's like, hey, here's what's gonna be. He's a black Muslim Republican. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. He's just talking about like he's like, look, whether you they have a D or an R next to their name, they are not your buddy and are just as bad as one another when you get down to the nitty gritty of it. I'm like, okay, sure.
Mm.
It's like that's what that was his perspective. And then I found out most of the Republicans think he's too libertarian anyway. But what do you know? What do you know? So, but yeah, no, Civil War. Yeah, I was pretty interested. I was interesting to see how, yeah, it's good people were about it. I'm like, this is a lot more interesting than, yeah, it's good. Like, I
Yeah.
think they wanted it to go hard on one end of things, and it really
Hmm.
wasn't that film. Long Legs, that's one
Oh
I'd
man,
be fascinating, just because of the way it's made and
I
the
bought it for the
visual
commentary.
language. Yeah, visual language of the film. That's quite good. Like I was fascinated with the upside down triangle and like how every frame is almost framed like an upside down triangle in every bit of the way, with whether the lens is bumping this way or and I just like, wow, okay.
Micah Monroe is so good in it that I don't think people know how good Micah Monroe is.
She just needs
Like,
to eat a sandwich. The girl looked really skinny.
yeah, but she's so capable
Hmm.
in this movie. Like, she just takes her gun and like goes out. Like, she's
Yeah.
in her house, she pulls her like, she's not like she's not like the wilting flower. She's not the
Hmm.
overly aggressive person. She's obviously been, spoiled, but she's so capable. And I love the scene where someone's outside of her house. She's like, I'm gonna get my gun and go after it.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not afraid of you. Like, I really like her character. It's a really well calibrated. It's not overly weird, but there's reasons for it. It's like perfectly calibrated. So I love that. But I bought that for the commentary. I got Hundreds of
Yep.
Beavers coming. I have Red Rooms coming.
Oh,
I and a
did,
Violent Nature I have to watch a lot, but it's gonna be Wild Robot because Mallory
yeah.
likes it. So I'm gonna
Did you
do Despicable Me 4, Ministry on Gentleman Warfare, and Wild Robot.
scariest movie of the year? Did you watch Night Bitch?
No, I need to watch it. I
Oh
need
my
to watch Night
gosh,
Bitch.
you're gonna feel maybe seen.
I
I'm
need to watch it.
I think a lot of because a lot of the people I've talked, I'm like, I don't know if you're a person who's married and has had children because yeah, I I told my wife, I'm like, please don't ever watch Night Bitch,
Uh,
please.
I'm excited. I need to get to it. I really do. It's gonna get there.
If you don't feel any of it, you're a better spouse than me, I guess. But yeah, I will say, I don't think the movie will play as well as much as a second time, but the first 2/3 of Heretic were excellent.
Oh yeah, I love Heretic.
That was great.
The
I've watched
the three leads are great. Like just yeah, that
that
conversation
movie
about
is
the
going to
Magnum
be
condoms.
reels.
Yeah.
His Monopoly speech is going to be a reel that's going to get passed around, or TikTok
Yeah.
thing that's you're gonna see a lot.
Real quick before we get out here, people
Okay.
complain about Heretic and they're like, it doesn't, it's like it's superficial religion. I'm like, yeah, but it's a it's a it's a guy who just wants to debate two young Mormon missionaries. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's a very jaded guy who's just playing games with them. And when you if you and I first met for the first time, we're not going to jump into the ultimate theology of religion. You know what I mean? Like
No.
we're gonna, oh, you're Baptist. Oh, you're Reformed. Oh, you're the frozen chosen. Oh, like, oh well, like you drink a bunch of beer by yourself, but if someone's with, like, there's Baptist jokes. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna like, oh, so you really believe that, like, salvation by grace alone? No, I believe in works righteousness. Like you're gonna be superficial. Like you're not gonna immediately jump into Martin Luther, right? You're not gonna jump into, like, the nitty gritty of it. And in this film, that's not the, and like he even gets called out for it, Hugh Grant. But like I think the movie does a fine job of discussing religion in a way that's this isn't a theology movie, right? This isn't four
Mm-hmm.
people in a room talking about it. It's a horror film at the end of the day. So I think all the stuff they cover is very smart and specific and interesting. And I don't think the point is to like solve religion. I think the point is what they build to, not to like solve the world, because religion of all of its various factions will never be solved, like, so it's, I think it does a good job of it.
Yeah, and it points out too. There's a point where he's like, "Hey, there is religion. There's a God you have to, you know, sit and worship. Needs patted on the back every day, or he lets all these bad things happen in the world, and that's kind of frightening. The other side, there is none, and da da da, and that's
Yeah, yeah.
just as frightening. So yeah, it's very and I think it's a great way to be like, hey, you believe in this stuff, but do you realize this? This is where it comes from. This is this is how things go. Like, because I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Religion's a weird topic with me, where I'm just like, yeah, like it's
Well,
I'm in a spot where like I like all these things are just made up around, and like there's 10,000s or some in the world. It's like, okay, but
yeah, like the rise of mega churches, but like who are these
yeah,
people doing the mega
yeah,
churches? And like, it's, I grew up as a pastor's kid, so like I grew
yeah,
up with a lot of that. But I like when a movie can tackle it. And
yeah.
most importantly, I think when it comes to religion, I think most of the time there's like really horrifying, like, listen, religion has done some horrifying things. Absolutely. But it was interesting to see in Heretic that, like, these weren't terrible people. These weren't the ladies from The Mist. You know what I mean?
No, 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 no. Yeah,
Yeah, it was interesting watching that be tackled in a way that was somewhat respective of belief.
yeah.
And so, but I mean, of course, it's not going to change the world because it's a horror movie. Like, it's not, no, nothing will. But I just thought that was interesting that it tried something unique with it. And
Hmm.
and I mean, listen, people love religious horror. So I mean, it's
Very.
about,
But I just did an episode based on my show that's out, where we talked about Satan's big year, because they crutched on, like, Satan was back in a big way in 2024 in horror.
big. But I mean, like, look at Exorcist.
Hmm.
Like, look at just the ghost, the afterworld. I mean, it's a thing that's ripe for storytelling. So it's I mean, there's so
Yeah,
many exorcism movies. Like, put Russell Crowe on a Vespa, and we got an
right.
exorcist film.
Conjuring came out, and then just religious horror just took off even more. Like, and it's not
Yeah,
gone. That's been what people will flock to.
I mean, and it's cheap doing a exorcism. Just strap someone to a bed and be like, "Wah, wah, wah," and shake the camera.
Shake. Yeah. Put some makeup on, shake,
That's right.
but not
Uh,
like Believer. Not Exorcist Believer.
oh
Oof.
no,
That's
yeah, yeah, no thanks. David Gordon Green lost his mind, and I love it. But hey, Brandon, this was
all right.
awesome, man. Thank
Yep.
you for joining me we got our picks: Hundreds of Beavers, Furiosa, Last Stop in Union County, Red Rooms, Terrifier 3, Gladiator 2, Do Not Expect Too Much Out of the World, Do Not the End of the World, Flow in a Violent Nature, and Mads. That's quite an eclectic lineup. Big hitters, little hitters, cult classics.
Yeah, it's a great recommendation list for anybody.
That's right. That's why I brought you on. I knew
There you
you'd
go.
drop a fun list.
I hope so. I hope I had a big Terrifier 3 surprise at the end.
But you know what?
So,
They'll be you. Like, who
I
cares?
am gonna be me.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Here's my pick. One for me. So for sure.
I mean, I have Denzel eating grapes in here, so I had to do it. Just fussing with his wardrobe. Hey, Brandon. Well,
All right.
I'll make sure to include your links. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Brandon Peters, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.